Bob, what's the mood of the team been like this week? They seem pretty fired up for this opportunity.
Yes, it really is great, but we didn't expect anything but. We did give them Monday off, so we took 48 hours and told them not even to come to the rink on Monday, and because we don't play till Sunday, what a good time to kind of hit that button. We had a lot of spirit today, I can tell you that. So everything's good. They're excited for the playoffs. Great opportunity in front of us. Keep getting better and keep making a stand.
Bob, one of the players told me that they were looking forward to playing at the Compton Family Ice Arena. They think it's a good place to play. They like playing there. Do you notice that from them, and do you sense that when you watch your team in those games?
I mean, I'll be a little more generic. I've followed around the country, and I've seen some basketball, or heard some basketball coaches around, and other hockey coaches. It's weird. It's been harder at home. I think I was reading Jeff Jackson's quotes, because they've had a tough time at home. I think we like the road. It's one spot when we get on an airplane and we travel and you're in a hotel, it feels normal to these athletes that have done that. And you don't, but at home, you come out the tunnel, you want your fans there. And we keep looking for them and they're not showing up, and so I'm going to go with, we've been good on the road and we're excited to get on the road, and we're on it the rest of the year. So away we go.
Bob, is there any sense that, aside from the fact that this is the championship weekend, is there any, just the sense that, wow, we made it through the season, under these really weird circumstances?
I think there is with our staff, but with our young guys, I don't think they think anything different. If that makes some sense, they're we keep talking. We talked about it today again at length that, I heard of a big basketball player that's going to miss his tournament. He'll be back for the NCAA, but we're at that crossroads now. You won't, to be cautious, but when we talk sometimes about it, they look at us cross-eyed, like, let's just play hockey, and they're into the season right now. So I think maybe they hear it from their staff, how fortunate we know we are. It was 1 year, I believe it was 1 year ago today, wasn't it? It all got shut down.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
The second day of the basketball tournament? Or first day? I thought it was Wednesday. Anybody know that?
It was the 12th.
The 12th is when everything officially got shut down.
Yeah, but it was the first day of the basketball tournament, right? So that's how I'm going. Is the first that I remember we're sitting in our locker room. So to think, and we're not there yet. We got to continue to watch our backs right now. And it's still out there. As we call it, the boogeyman, it's still out there. And we told the guys, the sad thing is you'll be out. We got depth if it hits us, but they got to do everything to make sure it doesn't hit us.
Bob, you've seen Michigan State pretty recently. What concerns you about them? What makes them dangerous, playing them for the fifth time?
Well, I just have to bet, we've all seen this, is they've had a tough stretch here, but it's over. Like they're going to get a fresh set of downs now. A do-over. They got a chance to remedy some things into the playoffs. So in Michigan State, they're a big, strong team. They're well coached. Their goaltender, DeRitter, has been one of the best in the conference. They're looking for hope. And if you give them hope and you're not ready to go and you make some mistakes, they'll play off that hope. Our league is not very forgiving. And, that's one thing that, if they were in a lot of other leagues, their record would be a whole lot different than it is now. And we've got to respect our opponent, and we've got to make sure we're ready to go this weekend.
And then, if I remember correctly, your first year at St. Cloud State, you did the 3 games and 3 nights thing with the Huskies. Have you have a lot of experience in that, and do you think about that at all? How you prepare a team for potentially a 3-3?
You're talking the first round, right? 2 out of 3.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we did it. We did it a lot. Many times we went 2 out of 3. First year there, I remember. I think it was at Colorado College, and hey, you got to win to get to 3. You know, you got to win your first game, and that's the most important. It's really difficult to chase, but you don't have that option here. So, you know, we just got to make sure our tank is full. We're healthy. We do have to have a mindset. I think we'll go a little shorter later in the week. And I think the fact that I think we've done ourselves a good thing here by pushing it to Sunday versus a Friday start. It's 2 more days, and then we have by all accounts, we'll be in the NCAA tournament, and then you got about a 9-day break if you go all 3. I think we've protected our league, and you do get an extra rest for all the teams that are, everybody but Wisconsin's got to play 3 games if they're going to win this thing. And I think we've done ourselves a good service by pushing this to Sunday.
Bob, obviously you don't want to see your team have to chase a game, but now that you get into single elimination weekends and things like that, how do you prepare your team for a situation in case that does happen?
All I can say is we've lived through it with our team enough now to know they have all these kids, whether they play junior hockey or high school hockey or where they've been, have all been in games that you've fallen down and you got to come back. I wish I could draw up on the board a plan where we have the lead and keep the lead. I can't. We just got to be ready to stick with it. And we've learned some lessons on that this year. That's all I can tell you. We're going to do everything not to put ourselves in that position. But if it does, we do have faith. We've got players that can get us back in games.
Hey, Bob, you mentioned a second ago the NCAA tournament. I know you probably feel pretty good about your overall body of work this year, but given what happened with the women here a couple days ago, is there any talk amongst your group of let's just make sure we handle our business?
Well, for sure. We're not. I can tell you, I'm talking to you that we don't, and we talked to our team that we're putting ourselves in a good spot. But our whole focus on our week is to get ready for the Big Ten tournament. And is that loom out there? Yeah. Crazier things have happened. But all you following out there, I would, not much of a chance, I doubt, but that's just us talking. But we don't talk about. We're just getting ready to play Michigan State right now, and that's it.
Bob, does Blake McLaughlin have to be playing against Notre Dame to score at Compton Family Ice Arena, or is it dependent on the opponent, or is it the rink?
Nope, it's the rink. I'm going to tell you right now, it's the rink.
So he's your go-to guy. Get the puck to him.
He is going to have a big weekend. I'm predicting.
Bob, you have Brock Faber and Mike Kester in the blue line freshmen. Are you curious to see how they're going to react in playoff hockey for the first time here with you?
I think I already know how they're going to react. I really do. Hey, Brock Faber just played the World Juniors to win a gold medal, and I don't think it's going to phase him at all. And getting to know, I think one of the real bright spots of our season has been Mike Kester. And maybe I shouldn't say that it surprised me, but how competitive he is and how nothing phases him. And he has been steady. I don't know if he's ever had a bad game with us. So I think we're in pretty good hands with both of those guys, and they're battle tested. So I'm betting we're in good hands there.
I see Dan Kelly has a question.
Bob, always crucial to score the first goal in a hockey game. Is it even more important in a tournament playoff scenario?
Well, statistically, it's for us, it's a pretty good sign, but you can't draw it up, to make that happen. The best thing we can do is play responsible. We are a disciplined team, not taking penalties early in the game, give ourselves the greatest statistical opportunities to find a way to get a lead, protect the puck, don't take penalties, be on top of our game. And we've done that. We've pretty much done that all year long. It's kind of been one of our calling cards. I think I said it this morning somewhere, and we know the game we need to play. We know what it looks like. We know what it feels like, from the staff to the players. We just got to get in that game right now. And I think that's the best thing I can say about our team is we know what it looks like, and we got to get into that real quickly.
Bob, you drew up a power play that had Scott Reedy operating off the half wall. Is that something you liked as an adjustment to your power play? And are those things you want to carry forward into this tournament? Yeah,
there's a couple things on that. We made that adjustment a couple weeks ago, and getting better looks and we've made a couple on both units, and both units scored. Even the one that McLaughlin scored, they were still in their power play set. I know it didn't go in the books as a power play, but that was 3 on the weekend. We had good looks. We had good opportunities. Now the other teams are going to be able to scout it and know what's happening. So you've got to have, we got to have 3 pitches to get them out, and that's one of them. And now if they're ready to knock that one down, we got to have other options ready to go.
If I can go back to first goal and early start, last week, one of the games, I can't remember which, against Michigan, first shift, Jackson Lacombe in the offensive zone, left wing hash mark, gets the first shot of the game about 20 seconds in. Given that you can't draw it up, how to start like that, does that fall within the parameters of an okay start for your team to have a defenseman jump up?
Yeah. You said no. Who did you mean to got the shot?
Lacombe. Jackson Lacombe.
Oh, Lacombe. Yeah, I would. I don't remember. Did we win the draw? I think you see our excitement. We win a lot of draws. If we can win that opening draw and kind of get up on our toes right away and get into the field. That's one of the monster challenges we have against Michigan State is they're a superior face-off team, and they win that most nights. And APAP is fantastic, and we have to be ready to counter winning face-offs. And the game starts with one, and it's huge if we can come up on top of it. And they are maybe the best face-off team in our league.
Thanks.
Any other
Bob,
questions? Go ahead.
Bob, you saw Bryce Brodzinski get his name on the score sheet a couple times last weekend. You obviously always want your players to be playing their best hockey in March and April, but are you seeing something different from him that's a change in his game?
Well, I hope so. I mean, one weekend, like Bryce hadn't scored in a while, and he's a goal scorer, and then you start to get down a little bit. I hope that's some great fuel for him. Our power play hadn't scored in a while, and I kind of give us on 3 power play goals this weekend. I hope they're all related. That part, certain guys kind of coming too. With Blake McLaughlin scoring in Compton Arena. I do believe in a lot of that stuff, and Bryce needed that, and it's like the weight kind of leaves your shoulders, and you kind of get in the groove again. Then he gets one that you got one both nights. So I can only sit here and tell you that you work to get yourself in those moments, and now you hope they keep it.
And there's no secret with what you've done and what you're probably going to do in goal, but what do you see from Jack in these higher pressure situations, and what's allowed him to be successful?
Jack is mature. He's battle tested now, with what he's gone through, and is to the point to get him here. Mature kid. I don't see him as a player that's going to shy away from the moment. And, you know, we use a term all the time now, like business-like, just business-like. You know, you don't need to be Superman right now. We don't need the step to the plate and hit home run every time. We just need to be business-like about, you know, what our best game looks like. And Jack understands that. And he knows his job and what he has to do in there. I think we're in awful darn good hands with Jack.
Let's go back to Dan Kelly.
Bob, we spoke earlier this year about Jackson Lacombe and his selection when to jump into the play offensively. How is that right now, the final month of the season? How has it been?
Well, from Christmas, I think he came back from World Juniors and he's been at another level. I don't know if it's still the league scoring defenseman in the conference. Young sophomore continues to find his way into higher levels, and his confidence level with the puck and how to make plays are right on right now. And it's only going to continue to grow with him. We're watching him blossom right in front of our eyes. It's been fun to watch.
Any other questions for Coach?
One more quick one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Randy.
Okay, one more, Bob here.
Yep.
The last time your team was able to complete a tournament, it was the Mariucci Classic. You won it. Is that something you draw back on for this experience at all?
Well, Randy, I'm glad you brought it up because it hasn't crossed my mind that was the last time, but I'll go with it. You know, we talked about, you know, a year ago right now, we were already one round through the playoffs and we beat Notre Dame in the playoffs. So we've got a group of guys that had that feel. We were ready to go to Penn State. I felt we were on a run last year, and this team picked it right up. You know, you guys have heard me talk. All of you have heard me talk that we picked up right where we left off last year. We've had a couple hiccups at home, and now here we are, right back where we were last year, and we're ready to play. And let's just get there. And you know, last year we were 17 freshmen and sophomores. Now we're 17 sophomores and juniors, and we're good, strong teenagers right now. And let's go find out what we got under the tank. Let's be excited to go play right now. Best way I can answer it.
Ben, I believe you have a question for
Quick one,
Coach. Oh, go ahead, Frank.
You said you believe in trends. How many goals does Ryan Johnson get this weekend?
Well, it's inevitable he's going to score again. It is. And you saw the reaction of his teammates when he scored that goal. And it's not lack of opportunities, but sometimes what does, when you get the first one, the second one follows pretty quick after. So he's got the green light. If he can get that next one this weekend, that'd be awesome.
Thank you.
One of the better celebrations I've seen in all my years.
For sure.
That tells you how close this group is. I mean, Jack LaFontaine was 5 feet off the rink in goalie equipment. Jumping on that pile. Goalies don't get to jump on many celebration piles for a goal. I thought that was priceless.
Bob, you're not in charge of tickets, obviously, but will there be parents at the games? Are you allotted a certain number?
Yeah. And I heard a number, and then I heard the number changed for more. I get that from Brian or someone else, but I'm sure we're gonna have some parents going over, is my guess. You know, the weather's nice right now. There's no snow. They can drive over there and fly into Chicago. I would anticipate they're going to be, I think with all the teams there, there's going to be a little atmosphere in the building for the first time too.
I believe Greg Cameron has a question, and we'll take a last call for Coach.
Yes. Hi, Coach. Thanks for the time. I wanted to double back on Jack LaFontaine because we talked about first playoff game for a couple of your other guys, but this, unless you're going to pull something out of your sleeve unexpectedly here. This is going to be Jack LaFontaine's first ever start in March. Has his demeanor been any different at all in the lead up to this, or no?
Well, I think we beat Notre Dame in March last year, for sure. So
right. Postseason March. I'll say, just Big Ten tournament.
Big Ten tournament.
Yes.
Ask me again, because my brain
just
was thinking on March. And I started to think about March, and then I didn't know where you were going with the question.
Oh, no problem. Just like what's his demeanor been like? Has it changed at all? Has it been the same? Is he all like thinking about it or anything like that?
Let's pretend we're all together right now. His demeanor is like this every day. How he works, how he takes notes, how he watches film. I mean, it is as straight line as you can be. And he's one of those guys, he's not going to change anything. He's going to stay in his routine. So I hope he stays in routine. We've been all watching all year long. I got a lot of faith in that young man.
Bob, do you get the sense sometimes Jack is like a duck, though, where he's just putting that out there as he's calm and steady, but underneath the water, he's churning and trying to deal with it like all young kids are at this time of year?
Actually, no. This is going to be my take, and I'm going to let you under the hood. I think sometimes he tries to act like that, like he's real emotional, but he's not real comfortable when he does it. I think he's most comfortable when he just stays even keeled and steady. And we had talked to him about early in the year. Sometimes you put a cap, he's a captain. He tried to be vocal. It's like, stop it. Just go be a goalie. And he felt relieved. Yeah, you're right, coach. Maybe there's a little truth to that. You just got to be around him. He's just a lot of business in him, how he shows up in his routine through the week. Real business.
With that, we're going to say thank you to Coach, and we will move on to players. So thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Look forward. Hey, Ben, good to see you, Ben.
You too, Bob. I had a question for you, but I didn't get in soon enough. Great to see you, my friend.
Ben, go ahead.
What do you got? I'm not going anywhere.
Right on. I figured you would. It's good to hear the football references again, too. I missed that from you.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking you this to single a guy out or guys, but if there's a guy or two on your team that you feel could take it up a notch or two to help your squad, is there some guys that fit that mold?
Yep.
I figured.
Yep. There are a whole bunch of them. That's the beauty. You said you don't want me to single them out, not single them out. You want me to do it? No, don't you?
Sure.
You got a guy like Ben Myers, who is maybe one of the big spark plugs in our conference that can explode. Sammy Walker at any moment, McLaughlin, you got those guys, Rant, for the first time now, heading to a tournament, who Rant has been pretty steady all year. Not many weekends he doesn't have a goal in almost every weekend this year. I'd like him to stay consistent, but your question, and the playoffs breed it every year. Like somebody always has that playoffs that sets them apart from the regular season that they had. And maybe I'm kind of stating the obvious when I say Ben Myers, but he's been offense been a little quiet lately. He can put I'll go with him, and I'll go Jackson Nelson, another one that he's really turned some heads this year, and another guy that maybe could find real life in the playoffs. I hope we get to see that, and I hope you guys get to talk about it and write about it.
Yeah. Any Blake Lazats on your team?
Ben Myers is awful close.
Yeah.
We're pretty deep down the middle.
Yeah.
We got 4 or 5 centers deep. Been one of our strengths. Walker, Reedy, Myers, Nelson, Perbix.
Yeah.
Real strength of our team.
Yeah. Great to see you, Bob. Good luck to you guys. Look forward to seeing you. Thanks.
All right. See you again.
Coach.
You bet.
Brock, you've already played in a pretty high pressure situation this year, at winning a gold medal. Are you feeling kind of the March feeling, the playoff fever, and how does it compare?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Obviously, this is the best time of year. Growing up as a kid in Minnesota, this was state tournament time. The weather starts to warm up a bit. This was always fun. So, I wouldn't say nerves. I would say more excitement for me. I'm excited to be in the spot with this team and hopefully go all the way. So.
And just as a side note to the college hockey, not to distract you, but I'm guessing a few guys on that Maple Grove team. Been following them at all this year? They got their first loss last night, but you're following along there?
Oh yeah, I watched the game last night. Tough loss for the boys, but they'll bounce back. They got a great group there. Great group.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brock, how important was the response Saturday after the disappointment on Friday?
Yeah, it was huge. Obviously, I think going into playoffs, we knew. Well, going into those two games, actually, we knew if we swept that, we could had a laugher. No, we knew going into that if we swept that, we could take Big Ten regular season. So it was unfortunate that we lost. I think that next game was just kind of a statement game for us, knowing that that doesn't matter. That's in the past, and we're ready to go here in the playoffs now. So I think that was really big. I think that got us rolling, got us back on the right track. So definitely a huge win.
Any other questions for Brock?
Brock, I was wondering how many games you played last year, and just are you feeling a little fresher this year because you played less games?
Yeah, I would say obviously I probably played about around 50-ish, including international play. I'd say about 50. So I do feel a little bit fresher. Obviously, the college season has been a little bit more taxing for me. It's obviously bigger, stronger, faster players. So I'd say I feel about the same, coming around March here, playoff time. I think I feel about the same as I did last year. So.
Brock, you saw them pretty recently. What do you think of them, and kind of what do you have to focus on in that first game?
Sorry, say that one more time. It kind of glitched out at the start there.
You saw Michigan State pretty recently and had some success against the Spartans. What do you think of when you think of their team, and what's the focus in getting that first game under your belt?
Yeah, I think obviously that's the biggest game of the season so far. I think just focusing on the next one is huge for us. Focusing on Michigan State, I think they're a heavy team, and they'll play physical. Obviously, a smaller ice sheet that fits their game a lot better. So we're going to need to come ready to play. And I think like I said, yeah, that's the next most important game. So definitely looking forward to it. Definitely need to play our game. Need to have some grit to our game, be solid defensively like we have in a lot of the years. So, I think I just, sticking to our identity, I think for the rest of the year is going to be what's key for us. So.
Brock, you've had a couple of series that haven't gone your way, or a game that hasn't gone your way, and you've been able to come back in another game and apply those lessons. How do you do that in a game if you get off to the wrong foot? How do you make an adjustment in the middle of a game now that we're in single elimination time?
I think are you talking individually or as a team or both? Or?
As a team, what kind of messages do you think are important, or on the bench or in the locker room?
Yeah, I think it's just, staying together. I think, teams that, it's not always the most skilled team that's going to win. It's, a lot of times at this time of the year, the teams that, are tight knit, are playing for each other, are playing for the right reasons. I think those are the teams that really go all the way. So I think that's really been our main focus coming down the wire here. Is just, playing for each other, not playing for, playing for the, the crest on the front, not the back. So, I think that's something that, just staying positive, picking up a brother when he's down, no matter what, turnover, whatever it is. I think just, yeah, like I mentioned a few times, just playing for each other. I think that's the biggest thing coming down to playoff time. So.
Brock, one of your teammates said that he thought the team was going to be looking forward to playing at Compton because they like the rink. And a couple of coaches this week have said that in some respects, it's been easier to play on the road because when you're at home, you tend to miss the fans. Do you have an opinion, home versus road, and what this weekend might be like for you guys? You looking forward to it?
Oh yeah. I think, I don't have a preference. Maybe some guys do, but personally I don't. But I think, we're all so excited to get on that plane Friday. I think we're all kind of licking the chops right now, knowing that it's time to go now. And this is when it really gets important. So, I think the biggest thing is just, proving it to our fans, and, to the guys in the locker room that, this program is really turning around and, has turned around and is going to keep, we're going to keep coming. And I think it starts, Sunday. So, we're really excited to get there and, start playing. So.
Got some coaches have theorized that in a year like this one where there aren't fans at home, it's almost easier to play on the road because you don't miss your fans, you don't miss the band, things like that. What do you think of that and going into Notre Dame this weekend?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good theory. Actually, it's it kind of feels like something's missing when you play at home with no crowd, no band. It's definitely a different atmosphere, so it kind of takes away from obviously the home ice advantage. So it's felt a lot easier kind of to get on the road and get going on the road.
And when you're playing at Compton Family Ice Arena, is the mantra just get the puck to Blake McLaughlin whenever you can?
Yeah, I think that's right in our pre-scout. Yeah.
How do you prepare, speaking of pre-scout, for Michigan State? What are you looking for in this first matchup of the single elimination? How do you approach it?
Yeah, I mean it's a playoff game, so it's obviously it's going to be a different mindset. I think the boys are ready to get into playoffs. I think we've had enough of the regular season, we're ready to get going. But Michigan State's obviously a defensively structured team. They're very well coached, and it's a team that in the playoffs, when you're well coached, they can they can come up on you and sneak up on you. So we got to be very well prepared for them and what they'll have for us.
As kind of a veteran player, is this a matchup you look forward to? A kind of a controlled game?
Yeah, definitely. I think we match up well against Michigan State, and we're preparing well. So I'm just really excited to get playoffs going.
Scott, how important was the response in the second game against Michigan and getting it back on track?
Yeah, I mean, I talk a lot about momentum, and I think at this point in the season, it's all about momentum. So being able to pull out that win, not only just that, but playing a lot better and playing as a team of full 60 was huge for us, and especially going right into playoffs. Now we can ride our momentum.
Scott, Bryce Brodzinski was always a goal scorer in high school, Mr. Hockey winner. He got on the score sheet twice last weekend. You obviously want to be playing your best hockey in March. What have you seen from him lately, and does it feel like he's kind of heating up at the right time?
Yeah, definitely. It was really good to see him to get on the power play. That power play goal was really good for him there, and then I think that kind of kick-started him. He started being in the right areas the next day, and he got that really nice backhand shot or flip shot or whatever that was. But he's a guy that we like to have going. As you mentioned, he's a good goal scorer. He's an knack for scoring goals. So if we can get him rolling at this point in the season, that'd be huge.
Then
last time your team was able to complete a tournament was back at the Mariucci last year, and you won it. Do you guys draw back on that experience going into a situation like this?
Yeah, definitely. I think just any playoff history anyone's had, I think you kind of think about that going into playoff runs, and that was the most recent one for most of us. So I think we think about that a lot, and the direction we were trending as a team. So it's definitely something to think about and kind of utilize that mindset that we had there and how well we played.
Scott, you know
can you
how
give us your thoughts in general on your decor and how they've played this year?
Yeah, I mean, we have unbelievable decor. I mean, as a forward, it makes it so much easier. You know, whether it's breakouts, neutral zone, turning the puck up quick, it's quite a bit easier. I mean, the way they the way they defend as well. It's you know, pucks are turned over, and we're going the other way quickly because of them. So they all have good feet. They're all puck moving, and you know, we trust them back there, so it makes it a lot easier front.
We're going to take a question from Dan Kelly with BTN.
Hey, Scott, you know, oftentimes I think most people would agree the NHL playoffs are completely different from the regular season. I was wondering if, you know, you're a veteran now. As a player, do you feel the playoffs are completely different from the regular season in college, or is it more similar of a game?
Yeah, I think from what I've experienced so far, I think there is everyone turns it up a notch. You know, there's teams that can get a little loose during the regular season, but it seems like in the playoffs, you know, 99% of games, everyone's bringing their best. You know, coaches are dialed, players are dialed in their routines. You know, the distractions are put aside. So I think it is definitely a little bit different, and everyone's just playing their best.
Is it more physical or no, because the dangers of taking a penalty?
I think the physicality might be somewhat similar. I just think the structure wise is the thing that kind of takes a step up, and everyone's kind of dialed into their team structure and not making mistakes.
Scott, you've played plenty with Sampo, not only this year but previously. As your coach noted, it's rare this season that we've had a weekend where we haven't seen him put a goal in the net. Just talk about what works playing with him and you know, getting the puck to him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got a tremendous shot. I'm sure you guys have heard that a million times by now. But you know, he's good at he's gotten a lot better at finding open areas. He's using his feet really well this year to get to those areas, carry the puck around. So when I'm out there with him, I'm always just trying to be aware of where he might be, whether he's backing up in the slot or he's right around the net. So you know, it's just knowing where he is, and me and him have kind of built some chemistry just finding each other.